one of our new goals
Yes.
is to drastically increase the enrollment of non-African Americans
Good.
in this institution at every level. We are focusing in significant measure on African nations,
Right.
As well as Hispanics and some others. Number two, we intend to build quality relationships with African nations. As you may know, this past spring, we were guests of the governor of Lagos State
Okay.
for several discussions
Good.
About our relationships.
Right.
And again, I point out we were his guests. He
Yes.
invited us to come to discuss several matters
Right.
of mutual concern. He hosted us while we were there. We had a number of very, very important conversations, and we're in the process of beginning to build a relationship that centers around youth development, that centers around sport. And as you may know, the governor of Lagos State is one of the most progressive statesmen on the continent.
Correct.
His innovations are incredible.
Sure.
But the trust that the people have invested in him is just spectacular. And
Yeah.
it speaks to what is about to happen.
That's
We also have quality relationships with Ghana.
good.
We're beginning to build relationships with other nations. Liberia. I unfortunately could not take advantage of an invitation to go to Liberia earlier this year on the first Delta nonstop flight, I
Right.
might add. But that will occur. I'm currently looking at an opportunity for travel to Senegal. So we're going to build these relationships and add them to the ones that we already have.
That's right.
With folks like the Asante Hene, for the listeners, the king of the Ashanti Nation,
Okay.
who is a good friend of ours.
Yes.
We met him prior to his installment.
Yeah.
And he, in fact, visited with me when I was at Savannah State University.
Okay.
And so we're looking forward to his next visit to this nation, and we, of course, will bring him here.
Okay.
So we're building these relationships, and we want those relationships to be educational and economic. We want to be a part of Africa gaining control of its own resources,
Right.
building its educational opportunities,
Sure.
gaining the kind of strength that is necessary, and joining those entrepreneurs from the African American community with those Africans on the continent and in the diaspora who collectively can intertwine in a pattern that will drive the economy of the future.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Oh, great. That makes me to actually come to this point. This is a powerful statement. Africa matters.
Yes.
Africa is the future.
Yes.
This has been the slogan of the African Heritage Foundation since the Centennial Olympic of 1996. And now for the AU to agree to now create the 6th region of Africa, we are looking forward to the area of brain gain, of which your institution will produce enormous professionals to now solve the situation in Africa, sustainable development. We are looking into communication technology. And you said it that this is the policy, the vision and mission and goal of Clark Atlanta University. Of course, we are speaking at CAU television now.
Yes.
Which is now rated to be one of the most powerful television stations broadcasting the truth. I say, quote and unquote, the truth, right away from the
critical distinction.
That's right.
Critical distinction.
And I want to actually categorize this interview as a royal interview, a presidential interview, and also an intellectual interview, because a lot of people that will watch this one, they will continue to quote you. Now, Africa matters, and Africa is the future. The AU have been here on several occasions. 2004, 2007, and they are coming 2011. And you are in the center of it all, being the big brother to Morehouse College, to Spelman College, to Interdenomination Theological College. You are going to be the big host to the chairperson of Africa Union, Jim Ping, who is looking forward to meet with you for exactly what this institution stands for. What do you foresee the collaboration between Clark Atlanta University and Africa Heritage Foundation embracing and bringing together the African Union right on ground here? What do you see to that initiative?
Well, I see that initiative, that moment, will serve as a focal point and an umbrella for all of the things that we've talked about already. That we can build the kinds of relationships with the heads of African states that will enable the citizens of both those nations and, of course, our community to begin to collaborate more effectively, to build the economic connectivity that is necessary to move things forward, to develop mutual plans for advancement.
Okay. That is superb. Actually, one of the things is creating the 6th region of Africa. We know that the issue in Africa is solved. Africa needs manpower, they need bringing, and this is what is in the kitty here. This is why this college is becoming the envy, the dinosaur of the world. And I can tell you from this interview, this is going far. This is really going far. Now, Dr. Carlton Brown, you are such an excellent personality, and you have the fear of God. And I've seen it in the students here. I've been to the school, I did a lot of research, talked to so many people. I see this is one of the most crime-free institutions, most disciplined institution. The students carry themselves, they parade themselves well, and also they are very, very proud of this institution. What is the magic you are using to disseminate all these qualities to the students?
Well, the magic
Yes.
actually precedes me.
That's right.
In this sense that every really great institution
Right.
draws a particular character of person to
Sure.
it. Over time, as things go wrong or as things get misdirected, that gets clouded, but the essence of it is always there. My task is always to discover what that is, to clean the mirror
Yes.
that reflects that,
Right.
to try to exemplify what that character is,
Yes.
and to state what that character is. And what that then does is it strengthens the population to be who they were intended to be in the first place.
That's true.
And so we attract students from all around this country and all around the world. They come with some clear purposes. We've got this great international faculty that understands in great measure what the task is.
Correct.
And they understand that our job here is not simply the development of new functionaries to fill pre-existent roles in society.
Sure.
We are about change and improvement.
Okay, good.
And so to the extent that we do our work well, we send that student forth with not only the strength and the capability to do well and make change, but with the desire and the vision to do so. Just as those we talked about from Coca-Cola Company and so many others who have taken the education here and built great things from their understandings.
That's a good point. Change remains the only constant in life, and
Absolutely.
growth is a recession.
Yes.
From what you have just said, Dr. Carlton Brown, I see that you are determined to make a lot of changes, and also from progress to progress. Now, the African matters, that is, we are talking about, I foresee bringing a lot of changes to this college, just in little or no time. We propose to have the African Heritage Research Library here, to be the nucleus of research for black people, and also technology, and also for you to raise a lot of quality students. Part of it is also heritage and culture. Yes. I see that you are so immersed in your culture because you believe strongly in your heritage. You've been to Africa, you travel, and you talk about all these values and everything. Then also looking at the area of bringing that I talk about, that your students will now have a kind of affiliation with some of the African university, which is very good. Should we now take that opportunity to pronounce this statement here. With this, we are going to present to you the parade of the 54 nations.
Excellent.
Africa matters, and Africa is the future.
Yes.
Dr. Carlton Brown, with your endorsement and to your students, this is an umbrella and insignia of inspiration, which you carry on and you believe in, and you will put right away into the mind of the students. We'd like to present this to you.
Well, thank you.
And as a treasure for you.
Well, thank you very much.
For keep.
I am deeply appreciative of this gift. I think that this is a great, great symbol and a great, great purpose.
Thank you.
And we intend to commit to it and to cause this vision to be actualized.
Okay. Now, before we go, the current president, 44th president of America today, believed in one thing. He said, education, education, education.
Yes.
And that's exactly the nucleus of whatever we want to become. Now, with educational propensity of this college, and also the way this college is going to now mobilize and also distribute knowledge, how many Obamas do you want to produce here?
You know, let me answer that in two ways. If the world were just, they would realize that we've been producing Obamas for 100 years.
Yes.
If the world continues to move in the direction of justice, then they will realize that in what is produced here lies a significant portion of the salvation of the entire planet. Because it is these students, you know, I'll go back to Du Bois. Du Bois refers to the African American as the seventh son, born with a veil, the capacity to see things that cannot be seen by others, whether they be the oppressed or the oppressor. And so piercing the veil becomes the avenue to the salvation of the world. So we will build a paradigm in which our students understand that role to be theirs. And as we intermingle them with those from the several African countries that we will partner with, and from those from the Caribbean and South America, then they will begin to understand the true measure of the work that is in front of them, and that work is truly international, and it centers on Africa.
Dr. Brown, this is a great interview. My producer is actually signaling to me that he wants the time is not my friend. But I want to say this is the first part of this interview. We come into the second part later, whenever you have time. But viewers, you can perceive email, telephone call, and conference call. There is nothing rather than being here to be on this seat on CAU television. Trust me in this. Hope deferred, make the mind sick. When the desire are met, it's a tree of life. Dr. Carlton Brown, shall we take this opportunity to toast the progress of this CAU television, the progress of the African Heritage Diaspora television, and the progress of Clark Atlanta University, to the benefit of humankind and also the world.
Hear, hear. Ashe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Carlton Brown.